on The Good Life, we'll take a look at our very own castor oil and why it deserves a place in every home. We'll talk to Joel Harris of Chavot Farms, and then later on we'll visit Somerset, Manchester to see castor oil production done the old-fashioned way. Stay with us. So we did a walkthrough of Chavot Farms, and now we're here with Mr. Joel Harris, who's the marketing director and co-founder of Chavot International, and he's going to talk to us a little bit more about his business. Mr. Harris, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. So talk to me about Chavot International. What is it that you guys do?
Chavot International is a manufacturing and brand of Chavot, the brand Chavot. And Chavot means harvesting goodness. What we do essentially is that we take all natural, authentic Jamaican products and we turn them into unique products. In other words, we take them from the ground, the farm level, and we turn them into agro-processed products. So in other words, we turn them into value-added products that we can share with Jamaica.
We're here today to talk about castor oil and how you go about producing that.
Well, first of all, let's establish the traditional method of Jamaican black castor oil dating back for centuries. It's a Jamaican culture, enriched culture product that persons take by harvesting the seeds from the farm or from their backyard or so, like the grandmother would know and so. And after harvesting, the seeds are then dried. And they would roast the seeds until they have a dark charcoal, not charcoal, but dark, very dark in color. When the seeds are roasted, then the seeds are taken into a mortar. And if you go back to your history, you know, a pestle and a mortar, when you have your grandma making the curry and then grind it up into the mortar. No, when that happens, they then take the grounded seeds, the broken seeds, and then put it into a boiling process. And that boiling process helps now so the oil and water doesn't mix, so the oil of course rises to the top, and of course the trash or so is sinks to the bottom, and then you will have person have a ladle and then scoop off the oil, skim the oil. And that oil is then filtered through like a muslin cloth or so, and then when it's cooled down, it's bottled.
Castor production here is a growing industry. Why did you decide to get into it?
Well, women, we've been hearing a lot of demand from women wanting to go on natural. And one of the products that are on the market was Jamaican black castor oil. By the time we knew nothing about Jamaican black castor oil, we were in tea production. It was way out of the range for us. And what we decided to do was like, you know, this could be a potential for us. So we asked women, what do they like, what you don't like, how you use it, you know, what about day, type of night, treatment usage, everything. And we got positive response, and they was wanted authentic Jamaican black castor oil. The problem is that there's so many different countries producing Jamaican black castor oil, and it's not from Jamaica. And we said, you know what, we want to make a difference in the industry. Let's produce an authentic, recognized brand of Jamaican black castor oil. That's how we started.
You've been on the market for some time now.
Yes, we've been in the market for about a year and a half with our Jamaican black castor oil.
What has the feedback?
Positive, very, very positive. What happened is that persons love Jamaican black castor oil, but they don't like a pungent smell. A pungent smell. Like we have to be watching what they hear tirelessly just to come outside. And so we figure that by monitoring our roasting levels and the temperature that we adjust to our castor oil, we find that we're able to adjust that smell. So it has a nice lighter aroma that persons actually can adjust to. And persons can rub into their hair and walk outside and have no problem. That's our main theme factor with our Jamaican black castor oil. This heavy on this, light on the strength, but same great quality, no additives, no preservatives. No salt is found in our products, so your hair won't be falling out. And it's on the go. We sell it in a 4-ounce bottle. You can find it in Fontana pharmacies. You can find it in Discount Beauty, Earth Elements, and Cheers Hermer, and other major beauty care salons as well as hair care. We export to Australia, we export to the UK as well as the US. And there have been growing demands around the world for other, for Jamaican black castor oil. Of course, persons are asking, what else can you do apart from Jamaican black castor oil? Putting it in a shampoo or conditioning format or a body cream or a body butter. So we have been getting an overwhelming positive feedback and response for Jamaican black.
Have you done the grandmother test where you give it to an old lady? You know,
Yes,
how does this compare?
we have. And persons have a feeling of nostalgia. Persons who are abroad, so yeah man, this is the real Jamaican black castor oil. Remember the smell and so, and the texture and feel. But of course, you know, them kind of a shriek because back in their days, they don't really put it in them hair, they use it as a washout.
Yeah.
And of course, they would be going and they'll be giving it to their kids, and their moms would have been giving it to them, and they're thinking, using it for drinking. So no, it's just for personal hair care use. We say to people that yes, Jamaican black castor oil have been traditionally being used for internal purposes, but we heavily recommend that you do not do so, and it's for external purposes. Just because, one, we don't want to be persons to rush into the hospital because of accident or anything like that. But we say that it is best to use for external purposes.
We had visited your farm earlier, and it's quite a sizable farm. Talk to us about your farm and you know what type of labor force goes into such a farm.
Right. We grow on 150 acres, and we also buy from other local farms. Currently to date, we had production up to 80 acres of production. Now, our castor is grown organically. That means no additional fertilizers, no chemicals. What we do is, of course, that we do weeding to make sure the land is clear. We dig up the land, of course, and the soil to make sure that the soil receives the seeds properly. And we plant in times where we expect rainfall. Now, additionally, what we also add is drip irrigation. That also balances out the times when there are periods of drought. Now, the castor plant is resilient, but is not fully drought resistant. So, without enough water, it will hamper the amount of yield that we'll get from the castor plant. Now, the castor, 1 acre of castor will produce about between 1,200 to 3,000 pounds of castor seed. What that means is that if without irrigation, you can expect between 1,000 to 1,200. With irrigation and some amount of natural fertilizer, maybe chicken manure or even just compost, you can increase those yields nearing to 3,000 pounds per acre. Now, it takes about on average 2 to 3 workers to complete an acre. Possibly an acre within a day. When it is mature, the pods are mature, is then handpicked and harvested and then placed into large carcass bags. There it is weighed initially, and the weight is usually, you get between maybe 30, 40 pounds maybe per bag, a bit more, depending on the bearing, clusters and stuff. And from there it is then taken into a large laid out tarpaulin and large drying area. And of course the seeds are then laid out, the branches are laid out, and then they're waited until the green pods turn brown, dry and crispy. From there it is then taken into a hollow that removes the shells from the seeds. So the seeds are extracted and the pods are then, the waste is then extracted. And from there, it is in the process now of turning from the seeds into Jamaican black castor.
All right, so we've discussed with Mr. Harris his castor oil factory and the farm, but you have to stay with us because when we return, we have our Need to Know segment and you learn all about the benefits of using castor oil. Welcome back to The Good Life. We are still here with Mr. Joel Harris of Shavot Farms, and we've been discussing castor oil production. But before we continue, check out our Need to Know segment. Castor bean trees are originally from India, but today they can be found in Mediterranean areas. And in Jamaica, they can grow just about anywhere. According to the Guinness World Book in 2007, castor bean plants were the world's most deadliest plant, as seeds contain ricin, which is poisonous when ingested. Castor oil is also said to be helpful with sunburn, wrinkle removal, menstrual disorders, and migraines. In addition, the ricinoleic acid found in castor oil is able to inhibit the growth of bacteria, yeast, and viruses. You touched on the benefits of castor oil usage earlier, but let's go through some of those again.
Right. Jamaican black castor oil primarily has been used for hair growth. So persons who have thin hair or want to grow their hair very, very long, naturally use our product, Jamaican black castor oil. The other benefits that persons don't really know about, but we love to introduce to people, is that one, it actually helps with acne. Persons have used it for acne treatment and have seen positive results. Rub it on the unaffected area over time, and persons have seen results. Of course, with all of our stuff, we don't have any claims to it. Not saying as a 100% guarantee, right? But we're only using testimonies of persons who have had acne before and you have used it on their face and have seen results. Persons who have experienced razor bumps with shaving and so on have used it and have seen a better result and a smoother skin. Persons, for example, who need antifungal treatment, particularly areas of on their feet or whatever, have used Jamaican black castor oil for that as well. Persons who need to grow back their eyelashes or their eyebrows, especially if they are shaved too thin or falling out, and I've seen again positive feedback, positive results. There are other uses that persons have used Jamaican black castor oil for. Those are tend to be the minor uses, but the major ones have been used for hair growth and for skin. Have been to smooth the skin. Persons have used it for stretch marks. So there are multiple uses of Jamaican black castor oil.
So with all the benefits that you just mentioned, what makes your black castor oil more potent?
Well, one, it starts from the farming stage. We grow our stuff organically. Second of all, we monitor the temperatures and the process. The reason being is that if we just stick to the traditional route of just roasting it in a spit fire and then boiling it without proper measurement of temperature and of course regulating the amount that we do at a time, we wouldn't know how to make sure to capture the full potency of the Jamaican black castor oil. So our unique process allows us to monitor it in a way that we capture the full potency that Jamaican black castor oil has to offer.
So talk to us about pricing. How do you price your oil?
Okay. Now, normally in the market you will see Jamaican black castor oil sold between $1,000 to $1,500 a bottle plus UCT. Our prices ranges from $800 to $950 per bottle plus UCT, making our product very competitive on the market. Currently in Jamaica, there are industries that are being declined, such as like the sugarcane industry, the banana industry, the coconut industry. Because of the potential and the minimal costs in producing Jamaican black castor oil and Jamaican farming of Jamaica castor trees, we find that persons find Jamaican black castor oil production to be lucrative. As of such, there has been a growing interest, and we do expect the market to continually grow. The thing is that the interest is there. It's just to have a unified effort in being able to be established as a kind of association that able to disseminate the information on how to grow, how to produce, what's the best practices, and of course have a unified body to say this is Jamaican black castor. So it's a very valuable business.
All right, so thank you, Mr. Harris, for talking to us. I'm sure we've learned a whole lot about not only castor oil, but castor oil production. So what do you know about the old-fashioned way of making castor oil? We take our final break here on The Good Life. You don't want to miss this when we return.
I am Mrs. Richard, Esmeralda Richards, and I grow castor oil for a living. Yes, and everybody call me Miss Babes as a pet name. We are in the parish of Manchester, and this little district known as Somerset. I'm a castor oil grower. I grow castor oil. I manifest it to market. I've been doing castor oil for a few years, long time, from I was a little girl. Because when I come up, my grandparents used to do castor oil, so we just come up and engraft it. Like somebody buy it from me, use it, and they get the benefit, and they recommend it to somebody else, and then the news spread around. Sometimes they send an order it. But right now, somebody ordered 2 quarts from me for about 3 or 4 months back. Somebody coming from foreign want it and send an order it, and all now we have it at the house. We prepare the ground, and then we dig the hole, and then you put the oil seed in it. And by 21 days they grow, and they grow up to be a big tall tree. And when they reach about 3 months old, they start to blossom. And they blossom, and then the oil start to put on. Yes, and a few months after, then the oil ready. So the oil, when it is fit, and when it fit, it dry. And then you just break them, get them dry, and you ox it out. Okay, you dry it, and whenever time you're going to process it now, you wash your castor oil, you put it in the sun and it dry. Then you take it up and you parch it. You make up the fire, put on this pot on it, and you parch the castor oil. And when you parch it now, you put into a mortar and you beat it until it becomes smooth. Then after that, now you put on a pot on the fire with some boiling water, put it in there. And the pot been boiling, and then you turn until you see the oil begin to come up on the top. When the oil come up on the top now, you skim off those oil, skim it off, put it into a next pot, put it on the fire again, and then it boil out until you see the natural oil. Until you see the natural oil, then you strain your oil and begin to bottle it up, ready for market. This is how the castor oil bear. This one is young, and whenever time they get fit, the color change. The color change. This one is still young. This one come into the market. You see how we have the dry one on it? So whenever time they get dry, we just break them off and take them home and then shell it out. And then you have the grain, the seed then ready for the markets. You see, some people buy the grain. Right now I get from the grain, I get $200 a quart for the grain. But whenever time I boil it, on the little flask bottle, I sell it for $1,500. If you did ever see these trees, when they were in the bloom, it was a beauty. Every car pass stop and look at it. It was so beautiful, but because they get old now, that's why they look like this. a gentleman buy a flask of it from me for his wife. And him say, if you ever see him wife here, what beautiful black color here. Yes, man. Some people, when they parch the oil, they make it burn. When I parch my oil, I don't make it burn. You know, I don't make it burn. But when you parch it and it get dark and you beat it, you get that black castor oil. But I don't make my own dark, you know. I like the clear color. And I sell this bottle now for 1,500. And 4 of this fully quart bottle. Sure, I should sell it for 6,000. But anyway, I just sell it for 4.
Yes, I'm Robert Richards, a young farmer in Somerset District, Manchester, cool Manchester. The main problem you have with castor oil is marketing. Marketing of the product. Once it comes to perfection, to get it marketed is the biggest problem that farmers face. That's why you find less young people are interested in it. Castor oil grows here. It's good on the root, the scalp, everything when it comes to natural hair. You find most people into hairdressing and stuff, they want castor oil. But the problem is to get it to them. It's good for your skin too. And I've been told you can eat it on salads. Just a little, just spread it across your bread, and not too much, but it can be used as some dressing for your sandwiches or whatever. So just like you'd have your dish dryer, the trash from it does an excellent job. Making fire to run mosquitoes, you know, just the smoke off of it runs away the mosquitoes. You know, more time you have things around you that is very valuable, but because it is not out there like that, people tend to, you know, young people would more be like going into a pharmacy and get a tin of Vaseline than castor oil, which castor oil will be more beneficial. Even for lotion, you can subsidize some of the lotions for castor oil. Because it's good for your skin, it preserves the skin and everything, you know, rashes and all of that. You have a burn, you just pass a little castor oil over it. It heals. Toothache, bad teeth, swelling, castor oil draws that down. So there's a lot of other stuff that, you know, castor oil does. Research have been shown, and we have all seen that we all need to go back to back then, because things that, you know, manufactured stuff that are artificial isn't good for us. We need to go back to our roots and our culture, and castor oil is the way to go. So go castor oil, go.